Today I'm going to make a super delicious sardine pate. Hi everybody, my name is Anita and this is where I show people how I've lost 145 pounds following an animal-based ketogenic diet. Today I'm making a sardine pate. So it is not my recipe. I mean, I've tweaked it to make it suitable for my food sensitivities, but I was inspired by a recipe on a channel called The Backyard Chef and got a kick out of watching him make it, decided it looked absolutely delicious, and I made some and brought it with me to a recent carnivore potluck. It really does taste good. I'm going to link The Backyard Chef down below. I think you should check out his channel. Not keto, it's not anything like that. He just eats whatever he wants, and there's a lot of food porn on his site. So if you can take that, I think you'll enjoy him. I found him to be quite delightful, and but I just wanted to give credit where credit is due. So let's get started. The basic recipe is a brick of cream cheese. This is 250 grams, which is about 8 ounces, and a can of sardines. Now, his recipe calls for a 125 gram can of sardines. Here in Canada, where I live, all of the sardines are, they're all basically the same size, 106 grams, like a King Oscar. So what I decided to do is to use this one. I went sardine shopping the other day at a local place that has all these imported sardines. And so this one happens to be 120 grams. I believe it comes from either Spain. I think it's Spain. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure it's from Spain.
Oh, Portugal.
It's from Portugal. I just saw it. So this is 120 grams. I figure that's close enough. In the recipe, he's using tomato sauce. I don't have that. And I have to be particular about, which oils are in there. So this is olive oil and lemon and Portuguese sardines. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of Redmond salt. I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon juice and a few drops of hot sauce, some Worcestershire sauce. This is the gluten-free kind. That's the one I prefer. And he says Dijon mustard, and I just used the last of it a few days ago, going with yellow. Now, and a little bit of parsley that I just picked from the garden. So that's it for what I'm adding. You can add garlic. I can't do garlic. So pick and choose your ingredients. I made it a completely different way when I went to the carnivore potluck. I had some, I did have Dijon mustard that day. I almost don't think it matters which ingredients you add. You just tweak it to whichever ingredients are good for you. Many of you know that there are some ingredients that I just can't do, and garlic I can't do, black pepper, so on and so forth. You don't want to hear all that again. So, just season it how you like it with whatever you can tolerate. And if you're unlucky enough to tolerate nothing, you could just stop right here with the sardines, mash it up with the cream cheese, and you're still going to have something yummy to put on your beef chips or just to eat out of the bowl. So I'm going to get my little food chopper here thing ready to go. But first I'm going to put this in there. I'm going to cut this up into little chunks for easier chopping, blending. You could do this in a blender. Our Backyard Chef did it in a blender, so you could certainly do that too. This recipe will be perfect for an Omega Monday. For those of you who follow me regularly, you know that I encourage people to eat sardines because they are so high in omega-3s, and that is really helpful, especially when we get to my age and we have to worry about our joints and hair and skin and all that kind of thing. I've been dying to open this can. The other day I did a video where I showed all kinds of different various cans of sardines that were imported. Oh, look at that. So there's 4 sardines in here. So they're definitely not bristlings. Now, he said, oil and all, just dump it all in. So I'm going to do that. Look at those big fish. You guys know I like the little tiny ones. So I'm glad I'm using this in a recipe instead of eating it. So glad. There's a wedge of lemon in there too. I wonder if I should put that in. I bet that'll be good. I'm going to. I'm actually going to just chop this up a little bit before I add these other things. All right, I just wanted to get it started a bit. There's a lot more to go. You want this to be a very smooth paste. So I just wanted a little more room to add my other ingredients. So I'm going to put in my tablespoon of lemon juice and a teaspoon of Worcestershire. Every time I try to pronounce someone, I get 10 comments telling me how to do it. So I'm sorry if I did it wrong. This is a good way to get people who don't like sardines or are hesitant to try them. It's a good way to get them to try them because you can't see, you know, the fish part of it. It all gets blended. I'm not going to measure this. I'll just guess. A little pinch of salt. I'm going to snip a little bit of this in there. We can adjust the seasonings later, you know, add a little more salt, maybe garnish it with some more parsley, make it look pretty. It's really a nice thing to take with you. If you're doing keto, you can use it on your veggies or your keto crackers. A few drops of the hot sauce. I like to use the Frank's because there's only, 3-4 ingredients in here. Let's do this. Ooh, we're almost there. I'm just going to give it a little stir, push it down. There's a few lumps and bumps in there, so I'm going to give it one more good blend. Let's give it a little, let's see if I need more salt. I would like a little more lemon and just a touch more salt, another pinch. And a little more hot sauce. Make it the way you like it. It's not, one of those recipes where things have to be exactly so. This looks beautiful. So now what has to happen is that it goes in the fridge for an hour or two. That allows it to just harden up just a little bit. Maybe I didn't pick a big enough ramekin here. We'll make it fit. It's going to be so good. I'm going to put this in the fridge and we'll come back to that later for a taste test. But before I let you go, I have to ask a question of you all. A couple of weeks ago on one of my videos, I started to talk about, I talked about, the fact that I feed my dogs an all-meat diet now. They haven't transitioned quite over to raw, but that's in the plans, right? They seem to have really sensitive stomachs, so they've been having cooked food. I got so many comments, messages, emails, like people are asking me question after question about this process and how did I start and how do you know how much to get, everything. So if you are interested in me doing just a short little video on what we went through and how we did it, like Teddy has he was overweight and that's what started this. He's now almost at his goal weight of 10 pounds. So you guys saw him dance around, and I think it caught your attention. I'm just going to give him some lunch now. So I like to feed Pippi first to give her a head start, and I have to feed them at opposite ends of the kitchen because they trade places and want to eat each other. So I'm going to give Pippi hers over here. All right, let's get you, Teddy. Let's get you. Oh, yes. You just love your food. Okay. so let me hear your vote. I don't want to do a video like that unless a lot of people want it. I have a feeling they do though, so I thought I'd ask. I'll see you guys in the next segment. I want this to harden up a little bit, then I'll give you some ideas on ways you can serve it. Backyard chef, he slathers it over some good looking toast, but we're not doing that here in our keto carnivore world. But I will give you some ideas and the benefits of sardines. See you in the next segment. Good job, Teddy. Okay, so here we are a couple hours later, and look at this beautiful pate. It is, I've already tasted it, of course. It is lemony and delicious. And I would suggest, when I brought it to the carnivore meetup, I had my ground beef chips. And I don't have any of those left. And so all I have is pork rinds. So it works. It'll work on anything. It'll work on veggies, pork rinds, any type of chips or crackers that you make. You could even make, some carnivore toast, keto toast, whatever. But let's give this a try. I think I could just eat this with a spoon too. The other thing I did with this when I made it last time was I used it in my seafood balls. Instead of a can of cod liver, I used a half a cup of this pate that I had left over. That worked beautifully. I'll link that recipe below. So I hope you guys give this a try because it is so delicious. And give you a little close-up of it. So why do we want to eat sardines? They are full of omega-3s, vitamin D. They are good for your joints, hair, face, nails, all those things. There's all kinds studies are coming out all the time. They're good for your cognitive health as well. And I try to get in some type of omega-3, every day. I very rarely miss a day. I'll link all of my Omega Monday and my other sardine recipes. I have a playlist. I will link all that below. And I'm always looking for new ways to try sardines. So if you know of any, let me know. This is pretty easy. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to answer my question below if you want to have a carnivore dog video. And I just want to thank you again for being here. And we'll see you guys on the next video.
Okay, what was it? I lost my train of thought. Ouch. I stabbed my finger. It's not bleeding. You can save that for the bloopers. Dangerous the way I did it. I don't have anything nice to point to. Mark. Daddy, Pippi!